Good morning. I'm Pastor Steve, the Warrior Christian Fellowship. It's Monday, October 11th, Columbus Day weekend this weekend. I used to like to go to New Hampshire on Columbus Day weekend, but the traffic's just brutal. I want to talk to you this morning about facing your fears. I want to read you a passage from Exodus chapter 4, verse 2 and 3. So the Lord said to him, "What is that in your hand?" He said, "A rod." And he said, "Cast it on the ground." So he cast on the ground, and it became a snake, a serpent, and Moses fled from it. And I think that's a pretty good reaction. I probably see myself doing the same thing. If I was holding a rod in my hand, I put it on the ground, it turned into a snake, I'd be shocked. When I was a kid, I used to collect snakes. I remember one time I used to play with snakes, going to Boy Scout camp, and I always picked a snake up right behind the head. Well, they had a snake there called a coach whip. I picked it up beside the head, and its tail whipped and cracked like a whip on my arm, left a big welt. But a lot of times in the Bible, Satan is referred to as a serpent. He came as a serpent to Adam and Eve in the garden. And Revelations in chapter 20, I believe, around verse 2, says he's that serpent of old who is the devil and Satan. The symbol of Egypt was a cobra, and the Pharaoh would wear this symbol on his headdress. And God spoke to Moses from the burning bush and directed him rather to take his shepherd's staff on the ground. It became probably a cobra, but we know it was a snake. And God said, "Reach out your hand and take it by the tail." And when he grabbed it by the tail, it turned into a rod again. This is all in Exodus chapter 4. And he was to go and perform that miracle in front of Pharaoh, God told him, which was God's way of saying, take the snake by the tail, face your fears, and you're going to overcome Pharaoh in the might of Egypt, because that's what happened. He took it by the tail and it turned back into something harmless. After a lot of excuses, and God rebuking all his excuses, Moses finally was ready for action. He had the faith and the courage. He was able to do it. In Hebrews 12, or Hebrews 11 in the Hall of Fame of Faith in Hebrews, says it was by faith Moses left the land of Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He kept right on going because he kept his eyes on the one who's invisible. The key is, in other words, Moses was looking to God. He took his eyes off himself and looked to God. That's what kept Moses going, and that's what will keep you going, to face your fears, is to put God in the forefront. Look to God, and you'll be fine. Well, I hope this helps you. May God bless you. May you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.